Welcome to another episode of Atomic Martians Toy Reviews. I'm Jay, and on today's review we have Thundercats! Ho! We have from Mezco the Thundercats Lion-O figure, as well as from the Scarabus line, Anubis and Walrus. Enjoy! Today on previews, we have the Hasbro San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. First up is the Marvel Universe Ginormous Sentinel. It's going to be awesome and similar to the Galactus from last year. It comes in a special package, and then underneath that it has a giant blister card for the Sentinel. And he's huge. Also, we have a Spider-Man Peter Parker Mighty Mug for the new Spider-Man movie coming out. This Mighty Mug is actually special because the mask is cloth, and you can take it off and reveal the Peter Parker head underneath. Alright, next up we have the Star Wars Revenge of the Jedi 12-pack. This will be 12 vintage wave action figures inside a special collector's Death Star carrying case. We have a Transformers Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime deluxe action figure. This comes with a Optimus Prime that transforms as well as a cab that transforms into his sweet robot butterfly mode. Combining Jason's wet dream of Transformers and G.I. Joe, Hasbro's releasing a Starscream and Cobra Commander 2-pack, and it's going to be sweet and awesome. Also in the realm of G.I. Joe will be 2 Zorana action figures coming out. One more modern and one classic 80s. All the exclusives listed in our preview section today should be available on HasbroToyShop.com the day of or the day after the San Diego Comic-Con releases. So make sure to check it out and buy them if you're like me and not going to San Diego.
It's a hot day here in Strasburg as we come down to check out the local flea market. This is off 81 South. It's a nice little place to come. Tom owns this place. He's one of my friends. We come here quite a bit, actually, about every Tuesday because they get good stuff. So let's go check it out. Let's head on in here, walk on in, follow me. As you can see, their deals are insane. As we look around at some of these nice cases, this is one of my favorite things. Right here is Joe's. We also have Star Wars here. This is just a small section. There's some He-Man in there too. All kinds of books and DVDs. I mean, you name it, this place has it. Pretty much any kind of old card that you would want, they have here. We got Batman, we got Alf, we got E.T., RoboCop, you name it. Look at this. All kinds of good stuff. You could even get yourself, if you really need it, you got some New Kids on the Block, New Picks, second series, that's pretty hot. You even got the first series right here. Ooh. If you like games, he's got games! All kinds of games. You got 8-bit, you got 16-bit, you got 32-bit, you got 64-bit, you got 128-bit, you got bits out the wazoo, hahoo. Come in and try to get the high score if you want to. You can try to beat Norman, who has almost 500,000 on Pac-Man. That's pretty insane. I love my mummy. What do you have to say about that? If you'd like to smack the mat and get down and do some wrestling, he's got tons of wrestling over here. You can even get the old lady wrestler. They got that over here. Oh, as I destroy the whole place. Yeah. There you go. Is that May? Is that her name? Fabulous Moolah. Oh, they have one of my favorite things over here. I used to love to play with this as a kid. The Barbie bus. Get yourself, he has nudie cards in here that he's got it closed up, but those are only 25 cents each, so you can do your spanking on the road if you don't have a cell phone. So if you're going down 81 South and you like to go to flea markets, you should stop by Tom's place. Pretty awesome place. You got some arcade games here if you don't find anything you like, but the odds are pretty good you will find something. The deals are hot, just like the temperature today. So let me wipe the sweat from my brow and I'll see you all later.
Alright, now it's time for reviews. First up on the review docket, we have the Mezco Lion-O figure. This is the Mega Scale action figure, like I said, from Mezco, and includes the Sword of Omens and Claw Shield. We got this figure from the website called figureoftheday.com. And if you're not familiar with figureoftheday.com, basically every single day they put a new action figure on their website for you to order, and it's exclusive to that day. So I would highly recommend checking them out, and check there often. You know, go to the website all the time, because they offer free shipping on all the figures too. So it's definitely a good deal. So check out figureoftheday.com. At first, I'm gonna kind of take a look at the package here. Of course, I have Lino here in the front, and if you notice the image from Lino here on the front, but it kind of wraps around a little bit too. So it wraps all the way around here to the side, so you can see all the other characters, and it's still connected. And on the back, it has the cool Thundercats base and another picture of the Lino figure. And then on the side here, if you wanted to display it like sideways, which I'm not really sure why you do that, it has a big Thundercats logo going right across the top, right across the side of the box. So overall, the packaging is fantastic. It looks great. But I wouldn't keep this guy in package because he looks so awesome. So let's open him up and check him out. All right, we got him out package here. He is pretty awesome, pretty intimidating too. He's a gigantic figure. I went ahead and put his Sword of Omens in his hand here, so he has that sticking out. As far as the articulation goes, his head does swivel up and down, side to side, left and right. His waist does turn a little bit, but he can lean back, he can kind of lean off to the side and everything. He does have shoulder articulation here, so he can move his arms up and down, and kind of wrist articulation, or it's like center of the forearm articulation on both sides. There's no hip articulation, but he does have feet movement, so you can position his feet. And overall, he stands up pretty good. I mean, you kind of set him down and stand him up. He reminds me of the figures they made like in the early 90s, like the X-Men line of figures they made and stuff, like just gigantic figure. You know, a lot of the Dragon Ball Z figures were this size too, which is pretty cool. He does come with the bear claw shield thing that he has. And then his arm just pops off like that. You can stick this on here like that. It's pretty cool. So you can rip your face off, or if you try to hit him with something, he just blocks it, sticks it up there and blocks it, and then gives you stuck in the face with some claws. All right, like I said, he comes with a large Sword of Omens, and he also comes with his little prison Shiv Sword of Omens too. So if he needs to sneak up on somebody and stick him in the side real quick, and then keep walking without the guards seeing him, you know, he can do that too. So, but yeah, overall, fantastic figure. I mean, I love the sculpt. I love the detail to him. He doesn't have the best posability, but you can get him some really righteous poses. You can get him a position so he looks really awesome, and you can kind of have him on your bookshelf or wherever you pose your figures. The paint job on this figure is fantastic. Really, I can't really say anything bad about it. I'm not really noticing anything wrong with it. I do like one quick thing is, if you notice around his mouth and around his eyes, it has lighter skin tone, which is cartoon accurate. The actual cartoon Lino had much lighter skin tone around his mouth and around his eyes. So I'm glad that they kept that feature, you know, everything. So, but yeah, overall, fantastic job, Mezco. You guys did a great job on this figure, and I would highly recommend picking them up if you get a chance. So, all right, peace.
All right, next up on the previews, we got these things.
These are Scarabus figures from the Four Horsemen, based off the Gothotropolis line. I have here with me Anubis. Matt, you have
Juarez.
These are part of the fantastic exclusive figures, which the fans actually helped pick out all the different components and everything that we're going to make each figure what it is. So technically, these are pretty much variants off the Scarabus figure itself, just with like different heads and some different attachments here and there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's open these things up. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let's talk about the package first.
All right, I'll do that. I can handle that because that doesn't require too
Matt's
much.
good at handling packages.
Of all shapes and sizes.
Wink, wink.
All right, so this is very similar to the Outer Spacemen from Outer Space packaging. that was released by the Four Horsemen that we reviewed earlier. It's got the nice like kind of retro blister card packaging on the front. Nice wide open window so you can see the figure. This has got the Metropolis on the bottom. Picture of character on the side. Picture of other character on other side. And then on the back, a little bit of detail about the Scarabus and also about the different characters here. Also, what's really cool is even though the sides here are taped up, you can cut that tape off. And this thing is made basically so that you can take it in and out without messing with the package or anything. So you can put it back in package and display it, or take them out and display the packaging. And that's how I handle that package.
All right, let's open these things up.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Okay, we've got the figures out of package, and after much work, we have them in some pretty neat looking poses. I'll start by describing the Anubis figure here. He's very interesting. I've switched out. These figures come with a lot of parts that you can mess with. Different hands, different faces. You can even change the weapons around, which is pretty neat. With Anubis here, I've got his jackal face on. I've got the cape on the figure as well. I've got one of the holding hands set up so he can hold his spear in this case. And then the other hand I've got open so he can hold up some flame. And I mean, these things are just awesome. There's so much detail on him. This figure, his primary color that they decided to stick with was blue. And what's interesting is that you see blue in the flames, you see blue on his cape, you see blue in the middle of his staff. There's even a little blue gem right on the top of his head. And if I put the orb onto his staff, let me grab just this section, you'll see. Again, it's all blue. So I really like that they pick a scheme with these figures and stick with it all the way throughout. And the color choices in general are really nice to make everything pop, because using this gold and red really helps that blue stand out with all these warm colors, this nice cool color to kind of even it out. It's really nice. The figure itself has got, I think, a great range of motion. Don't you agree?
Definitely, yeah.
You've got the basics from most Mattel line kind of stuff, even though this isn't a Mattel figure. But you've got where you can move the shoulders up and down, you can swivel at the bicep, and then a right angle for your elbow. Whoops, get out of there. As well as the ability to move the wrist around, and the wrist also tilts back and forth, so you can kind of give it that nice little arch pose. At the legs, you have thighs that move all the way out, and what I thought was very interesting on these figures, let's see, where do you see that? I think on the back we can show it with Matt's figure.
Yeah, you can see here, the actual soft plastic piece here is actually connected to the thigh. If I were to lift up the black here, you can actually see that that's all one part, a part of one figure, one part of the joint. So that when you move him, his clothing, and little loincloth stuff here, follows his leg, which is a really nice kind of feature for all the different poses. So no matter what, you have a realistic look for the way his clothing is hanging on him. Yeah, and this is the Horus figure. He is sweet. I really like the fact that they did. I really think they set it off with not only he's all black and some purple highlights, which is really nice, but also it's a shiny gloss black for the head, and also stuff like a matte black for parts of his armor, for his little
Scarabus wings
things here. And then also, yeah, I like the fact that you can even change the weapon look. Jay's got the spear on. I have the little orb, and it's cool because you can actually pop it off, right? Mm-hmm. Eventually, I'm not going to do it. And
it's pretty easy.
Well, I haven't done one yet. So it's pretty cool. I also like the overall look of the figure. It's just a really neat, you have like kind of a humanoid looking upper body with these sweet kind of like, horse legs with the hooves.
Goat legs, I guess.
Yeah, and then he can even look more like a bug with the little Scarabus wings. And it's just really neat how it all flows together into one, and still looks like one figure, and not like just some crazy mishmash. It actually flows very well together.
It's a nice unified design.
Yeah. Now, of course, these are not made for the normal play and the wear and tear of a DC Universe Classics figure by Mattel. These are, again, for collectors by the Four Horsemen. But these things are great, actually, because what you have is the quality of the statue as far as the detail goes, but also the posability of an action figure, so you can get a very wide range of poses. And no two collectors would have the same display, I don't think.
Another interesting thing about these figures is, say you buy the whole set, they have interchangeable parts. So if you wanted to, theoretically, you could sit there and give old Horus there, You give them the Anubis face and vice versa. So instead of having goat head, you could have jackal face. Vice versa. And the more figures you get, the more mixing and matching you could do. I don't know if that's something they really intended for you to do, but it's something I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Another neat little fact, if you notice, I've got Anubis with his cape on, but the cape is totally removable, so you can have him without it for even more extreme posability here.
Yeah.
And you can add in little Scarabus wings. Actually, you can have those things in with or without the cape. It's a little bit easier to put, if you want to have the cape on, you have to put the cape on first and then do the wings, but it's available both, easy to do that both ways. And of course, how can I forget? The Scarabus line is made to coincide with another line the Horsemen do called the Timekeepers. These are actually a little bit, they're smaller figures, but they're actually pretty thick as far as design goes. You know, they're wide. And these Scarabus figures come with little accessories for each one of the Timekeepers that go with them. So you can actually buy these separate Timekeeper figures and take the accessories that come with these figures here, the Scarabus figures, and actually customize them. So this right here, this is one of the Timekeeper pieces. Let's go on their face. There's a little collar for their neck, and I think it even comes, if I can get it out,
Little spike.
little spike there.
Which is really cool.
They come with a little chain so you can put it on the end of it.
Yeah, my guess, I think the Scarabus come with the same accessories, different colors, but it's really cool. Again, nice little detailing here. So if you haven't hopped on the Timekeepers bandwagon yet, you need to get on it so that you can collect that and your Scarabus. Put them together, make your Scarabus Timekeeper army, and then you can go back in time and buy more Scarabus.
Okay, so this has been our review of the Four Horsemen Scarabus figures. This is Anubis.
Juanes.
All right, I highly recommend picking these up for any collectors that love just a tremendous amount of detail in figures.
Yeah, if you're a Four Horsemen fan, it doesn't get much better than this.
So I think you can pick these up at storehorseman.com, so check it out.
Peace.
All right, this has been our 33rd episode of Atomic Martian Toy Reviews. We'd like to thank our sponsors with BigBadToyStore.com, RadarToys.com, TenaciousToys.com, TShortBordello.com, MattLovesCock.com,
Beefeaters.
and BeefEaters.com. Don't forget to check out our website at AtomicMartians.com also. And Twitter, we're on Twitter /Facebook /Atomic Martians, and then Facebook /Atomic Martians. Basically, you just Google Atomic Martians, you'll find us. And that's it. So hope you enjoy these toys. Like I said, we purchased this one at figureoftheday.com, so definitely check out their website for awesome deals on action figures. And then these were from storehorseman.com. The Scarabus figure, so definitely check them out too, because they have some awesome figures as well. And I don't know, we've got nothing else for you. So
Come on back now, you hear?
yeah, come on back, and we'll see you next week. Peace.